How to charge an AC system? Well, here's the tricky part about that. You're going to need some very, very special tools in order to do this. Number one, you're going to need a set of gauges. Your gauges must read the correct refrigerant that your system currently holds. Whether it's R22, 410A, or any new refrigerant out there, you definitely should have the correct gauges. If you do not have the correct gauges, you cannot start this process. Let's say you do have the correct gauges. The blue hose usually goes on the suction side, which is actually your larger piping, and there's a port for that. Sometimes there's a locking key that you need, sometimes there's not. Sometimes it's just a regular twist off cap. The smaller hose, the smaller liquid line is the red hose. The red hose gets hooked onto that. Make sure it's nice and tight. There's no need to use channel locks and anything like that to tighten it up. It has a gasket, so you're fine. Grab the correct refrigerant tank that you currently have in your system. Again, emphasize it deeply. Make sure it is the correct refrigerant that your system currently holds. If you put the incorrect refrigerant, your compressor will fail. It might not fail instantly, it might not fail in a week or two, but it will fail, and that is the heart of your system. You will need a new system the minute that fails. So make sure you put your blue hose to your bigger line, which is called your suction line. Make sure you put your red hose to your smaller line, which is called your liquid line. Now your yellow hose, which is your center hose, you hook that up to your actual tank, your refrigerant tank. Once that's hooked up, you open up the valve. Sometimes you got to flip the tank upside down for liquid charge. It all depends on how you're trying to charge your system. Now, once you do that, do not open up the valves on that gauge yet. Make sure that you purge out the air inside the lines, and you're only getting out refrigerant once you purge it. That's step one. Now you're good. Now you're ready to charge this thing. But here's a tricky thing you need. You need to have a temperature probe on your liquid and your suction to tell you what temperatures are coming out of there. Because you need to make sure that you're either A, charging for superheat, or B, you're charging for subcool. If you don't know the difference on both, you really should stop right there, because you need to get a professional to charge your system. Some systems are charged by subcooling and average about maybe 7 to 10, maybe 12, somewhere in that range. Sometimes you might need to put a lot of refrigerant, sometimes you might not need to. Another thing is that while you're adding refrigerant, you gently open up that valve. You don't crack it open and just dump a bunch of refrigerant in there. Gently open, meter it in. Open it, 3 seconds later, close it. Wait about maybe a half a minute. Open it back up. But that's if your subcooling is actually going up and your superheat is going down. That's the only time that you can actually keep opening. Another thing is too, when you go into your vents inside the house, make sure you have a thermometer that you're checking the temperature of what temperature is coming out of that vent. You want to have about a 15 to 25 degree temperature split. What that means is that your indoor temperature that your thermostat is reading, let's call it 70 degrees. So you want to make sure that your vents are coming out at least 50 degrees, 45 to 50 degrees coming out of those vents. You got really nice cold air. If you're getting, say, 55 degrees, it's still pretty good, but it's not the coldest that it's going to come out. And that's the way you charge your AC system.